Have you ever scrolled through social media and seen a headline so shocking you just had to click? A recent one that's been making the rounds is pretty wild. It claims there's been a massive leak, a $15 trillion death bag, and it's tied to an incredible prediction, a 4,000 to 1 silver reset. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, right? A secret plan, a global financial collapse, and a single asset, silver, that could skyrocket in value overnight. This story has gone viral, and for good reason. It taps into some very real anxieties many of us have about the economy, inflation, and the stability of our financial systems. The claim essentially says that a powerful, shadowy group has a secret stash of $15 trillion ready to deploy after a planned market crash. And when this crash happens, they will reset the value of silver, pushing its price up by 4,000 times. So, if you own just a little bit of silver, you could supposedly become incredibly wealthy. But before you rush out to buy every silver coin you can find, let's take a deep breath and break this down together. What's really going on here? Is there any truth to this, or is it just another piece of financial fiction designed to get clicks and stir up fear? Let's start by dissecting the core of the claim, the 15 trillion death bag. The term itself is designed to be alarming. Death bag suggests something sinister, a financial weapon of mass destruction. The theory posits that this money is being held by a cabal of global elites, maybe central banks or secret societies, just waiting for the perfect moment to crash the global economy. Once everything is in ruins, they'll use this massive pile of cash to buy up all the valuable assets, land, companies, resources, for pennies on the dollar, consolidating their power and leaving the rest of us with nothing. It's a compelling narrative, but where does this $15 trillion figure even come from? When you try to trace it back to a credible source, you hit a wall. There are no official reports from the IMF, the World Bank, or any major financial institution that mention a $15 trillion death bag. It seems to originate from online forums and social media posts, passed around without any verifiable evidence. Think about it. A sum of money that large, $15 trillion is more than the annual GDP of China, is almost impossible to hide. It would have to exist somewhere, on some balance sheet. Its absence from any official accounting makes the claim highly suspect from the get-go. Now, let's connect this to the second part of the theory, the 4,000 to 1 silver reset. This is where it gets really specific and really sensational. The idea is that after this orchestrated crash, the powers that be will peg the price of silver to a new, astronomically high value. The ratio of 4,000 to 1 implies a massive revaluation. For example, if silver is currently trading at around $30 an ounce, widening gap between the rich and the poor. When someone comes along with a simple explanation that it's all a secret plot and offers a simple solution, buy silver, it's incredibly appealing. It provides a sense of control in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. It gives people hope that they can not only survive a potential collapse, but actually profit from it. Furthermore, these theories often wrap themselves in a cloak of legitimacy by mixing a few grains of truth with a mountain of speculation. For example, it's true that central banks manage large amounts of assets. It's true that governments have devalued currencies in the past. It's true that silver is a tangible asset, that can act as a hedge against inflation. But the viral claim takes these truths and twists them into an unrecognizable and extreme conspiracy. It's a classic misinformation tactic. Start with something plausible, then build a fantastic story on top of it. Let's talk about the reality of the silver market. Could the price of silver go up? Absolutely. Silver has real industrial uses in things like solar panels, electronics, and electric vehicles. As demand for these technologies grows, the demand for silver could increase, pushing up its price. It's also considered a precious metal, and in times of economic uncertainty, investors often turn to assets like gold and silver as a safe haven. So, there are legitimate, logical reasons why someone might choose to invest in silver. However, a 4,000-fold increase overnight is not one of them. A price jump of that magnitude would break the market. Think about the consequences. If an ounce of silver was suddenly worth $120,000, the cost of every electronic device, every solar panel, and every piece of silver jewelry would become astronomical. It would cause chaos in manufacturing and supply chains, leading to a different kind of economic collapse. Markets, even in a crisis, don't behave this way. They are driven by supply and demand, investor sentiment, and economic fundamentals, not by a secret committee flipping a switch. So, what should we take away from all this? The story of the 15 trillion death bag and the 4,000 to 1 silver reset is a powerful case study in modern financial misinformation. It's a sensationalist narrative crafted to prey on our fears and offer a get-rich-quick fantasy. While it's wise to be aware of economic risks and to consider diversifying your investments, making financial decisions based on unverified, fear-mongering claims from the internet is incredibly dangerous. Always question the source. Ask for evidence. If a claim sounds too good or too terrifying to be true, it probably is. Investing in precious metals like silver can be a part of a balanced and diversified portfolio. Many financial advisors would suggest a small allocation to commodities as a hedge. But this should be done based on sound financial principles and your own personal risk tolerance, not on the hope of a 4,000 to 1 return promised by an anonymous online source. True financial security isn't about finding a single secret key to instant wealth. It's about making steady, informed, and rational decisions over the long term. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement and fear these stories generate. But the next time you see a headline that promises to reveal a shocking secret or a guaranteed path to riches, take a moment. Approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. Do your own research using reputable sources. Talk to a qualified financial advisor. Don't let fear or greed drive your financial choices. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Have you seen these claims online? Please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that cuts through the noise. See you next time.